was Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah.
Calendarically. China does not celebrate Thanksgiving. Although we did make a video as a school for the school meet video. Which I didn't tell you about.
No, you did not.
To surprise you live on camera. They had kids go around and ask each other in Chinese because it wasn't an English program video. And I don't know if they mentioned the idea of Thanksgiving because where China has kind of adopted more and more of Christmas as a holiday, as a foreign holiday, they don't know what Thanksgiving is, and they have their own fall harvest holiday.
Right.
But so the video celebrated the idea of being thankful without mentioning Thanksgiving. But so they had two kids like go around with a fake microphone and ask like, what are you thankful for? And the kids would answer. And then at the end there's a big, and I'm in it too, the whole school rushes into this, like, we made a heart out of the tires that we have on the playground.
Okay.
And then we all like, ah! And it's cute. But the cutest thing...
Where do they... Is it just for parents, or are they putting it like...
It's on...
Is it on the news?
No, it's on some social media. Like, it might be on Weibo. I don't know what it's on, but it's online.
Does the school have a channel?
Yeah, we periodically do, like, marketing videos. Like, last year, we did the foreign teachers...
floss dance?
Yeah, we had 3 foreign teachers, and we all flossed. And I think they put that up online somewhere. But anyway, the cute part of this video is that one of the 2-year-olds, he was speaking Chinese, but it was really garbled. And so the subtitles were just like question mark, number sign, @ symbol, blah, blah, blah. Like, even they didn't know what he was saying, which I thought was cute. But anyway, so that's the Chinese experience of Thanksgiving, I guess. But you and I have established our own kind of tradition, which is
Pete's
going to Pete's Tex-Mex.
Pete's Western restaurant has moved into town and done that for us.
Yeah, but I mean, we go every year, and we go with Andrea usually, who's our Italian friend who likes turkey.
Yeah, so.
And then this year
it knows no boundaries. You don't have to be an American to love a big bird.
Yeah, and then we had another American at this Thanksgiving, which I think is our first time in a long time celebrating Thanksgiving with another American. But it's nice.
Well, back in Lijiang, I guess.
Yeah.
Because we don't have that many Americans here, so
yeah.
It's usually a small little dinner.
But small in terms of the amount of people.
Yeah.
Because the amount of food is actually like...
Oh, yeah. It's
so much food, and if your relatives are good cooks, it's not as good as your relatives make. But if your relatives are just average cooks, then I would say it's decent enough. It's real turkey.
Pizza's like like a Ruby Tuesdays,
or like a Chili's,
or like a family style restaurant with a bunch of different Western kind of stuff in it. So
it's like not fast food, but fast casual. Is that what they're calling it these days?
And because I've seen other people like on Facebook groups posted they went to Pete's too, and whatever,
it's a national
all the way across,
chain,
and it's the same exact picture of all the same exact, like everything looked exactly what we had. So they're getting packets, but it is a juicy turkey. It does have actual flavor. It has all the right,
and it's like our fourth year in a row. So it's like, this is what we do now.
It's the best you're gonna get, and when you don't get turkey and stuffing and cranberry sauce and cider, it actually is like it's a godsend.
Yeah.
Like, so much so that we even had leftovers.
Well, we had leftovers so we went to the restaurant to have like a night out with our friends for actual Thanksgiving night. Because they very nicely, for a couple years in a row now, treat us to Thanksgiving dinner.
The restaurant
does. And they're like, well, you can come Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. And we're like, well, Thanksgiving is Thursday, so we'll come Thursday. But then Friday we noticed on the app, they deliver Thanksgiving dinner. So we got Thanksgiving dinner leftovers delivered on Friday. And then it's such a big meal, we even had leftovers from that, which I just finished as a turkey sandwich for lunch. It was so good.
Holy crap, it's just like home. It's weird because it's like, it is just enough food on the first night that you're like, well, you don't get leftovers. It's not like back home. It isn't home cooked like mom, but it's fine. It's really nice. And then to get the next night of like, oh, we'll just order it again because they've ordered enough for a city. Should they decide?
Yeah, and the Chinese people of Luzhou, the Luzhou people they're not into it.
There was a
they
couple
don't
other
care about Thanksgiving dinner.
Tables full of people there.
Yeah.
And they did not have
They were
Thanksgiving
not having
dinner.
Thanksgiving dinner.
So they're kind of in like, we better give it to them. No one else is going to take this. We got to get it out of the town.
Yeah.
So that's the next day special is, we didn't even think about it. We were just kind of like got lazy and we're like, oh, what's on the menu that we can order out? What's this big bird?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's Thanksgiving still.
Yeah, and because we have gotten, like, so the past 3 years we've gone to the restaurant, but then the years before that, we did get takeout Thanksgiving dinner. So we knew that was possible.
Yeah.
And it just comes in like 17 plastic packages. But Thanksgiving is all about abundance.
In plastic.
And a weird apple salad covered in mayonnaise.
Yeah, that's...
It's like an
QP.
apple walnut salad made by someone who's heard that that's the name of a dish, but like doesn't know anything else about how to make that salad.
I can't even place, like, I vaguely feel like I've maybe heard of some kind of apple walnut salad. It's not in my household, so it was sort of like, that sounds like something somebody in America may have eaten at one point.
It's like a salad made of lettuce that you put thin apple slices and walnuts and probably like some kind of tangy balsamic or vinaigrette
like
dressing.
Like a watercress
nut
salad.
Instead of like apple chunks and grapes, toasted mayonnaise, and then also celery, I think, for some reason.
Yeah.
Served on a leaf of lettuce. So, I mean, that part's weird. But I don't want to slam them too hard.
No.
I just want to make fun of that salad. But the turkey is good. The stuffing is all right. The dressing is all right. Because technically, I don't think it's stuffed.
That was something we brought up with Andrea. Why not cornbread? Corn is in so many different things, especially when it's sweetened. There's a lot of sweet corn dessert kind of things here, so...
Yeah, the Chinese people would like corn.
Like, why not cornbread? Do they... I mean, we mentioned when we first got here, the food is so spicy, and they like beans, and they like rice. Like, why wouldn't Mexican food go over well here?
Yeah.
And then we didn't think about it for years, and then all of a sudden Pete's showed up, and we're like, well, of course. Not that people are driving to... banging down the doors at Pete's for...
It still seems the desserts are most popular.
Yeah, that's true.
Because everybody loves desserts. And their desserts actually are... They have very nice cakes. And like
they're real made with butter and cream. And
ice cream. That you don't always get high quality ice cream. Although you can buy Haagen-Dazs in the supermarket. But I think it's... I don't know. I was going to say... something, but I don't know how Chinese people feel in Luzhou about Western
desserts?
food. No, I do know they love desserts, but Western food in general, because there's something of a status element to it as well. But and Thanksgiving they didn't go that far.
No one's going for the turkeys.
So
but we did.
When we made our video for Thanksgiving last year, we did not force our Thanksgiving friends, our Chinese friends, to have a real Thanksgiving dinner. We had that with foreigners. And then with our Chinese friends, we had hot pot, but we made them read.
Hi, you are eating fat birds.
Tell Ben Franklin, quail's eggs are divine.
Giblets.
Giblets.
How many potatoes until you can call bingo?
All of the leaves are brown. So all of the food is brown.
One potato. 2 potato, 3 potato. How many people are the balloons supposed to kill?
All settlers had wooden teeth. That's why Americans eat mashed potatoes. I am going to buy Manhattan.
When do we open the presents?
We wrote a script of thinking of, because we every holiday have a thought that it's just so out of place, whatever Chinese holiday is happening, that we're like, is this the one about like leaves or ponds or the rabbits and like what happens during this holiday? And it all kind of bleeds together. On New Year's, is the New Year, is that New Year for fireworks? Well, it's fireworks, but for a different kind of fireworks, but it's on a different New Year's, but it's kind of like Christmas, and there's a Santa sometimes involved. So for us, the holidays here are insane.
It's strange because China is starting to celebrate 2 sets of holidays.
Right.
They have their traditional holidays, and then they more and more, especially because of schools like mine that are teaching American holidays to their kids as part of their cultural education, more and more they're also celebrating foreign holidays. Like they have their own Valentine's Day in August? But then they also celebrate February 14th.
11/11?
No, 11/11 is Singles Day in November. That's the opposite of Valentine's Day.
The opposite.
Yeah, and that's really just a shopping holiday. But America is full of shopping holidays too.
Right. Yeah, so like what is the difference between any of them? And that's kind of where we came up with the idea of, well, we were thinking of like, if we were Chinese and you were trying to tell us what was a Thanksgiving dinner.
Right, and then it came from also my experience of like telling American customs to kids. Like when you boil customs down to their basic facts, they all sound ridiculous. Whether it's the Chinese Dragon Boat Festival, a poet commits suicide and we threw rice in the water so the fish wouldn't eat him, or American Christmas, a fat man comes down your chimney and leaves you presents, but if you've been bad, he gives you coal. Or Spanish Christmas, if you've been bad, Santa's helper stuffs you in a sack and beats you with a bat, I think. So like when we distill our traditions down to the facts, they sound ridiculous all around. Yeah. And so like that's not the experience of our traditions, but we thought it would be funny to make a video from that point of view of like foreignness is foreign. Right. So, basically.
So that was kind of like a cool one of our first attempts at like really writing a script, getting some friends to act it out, and particularly difficult being that we had to translate the jokes so that they could tell them, which sometimes some of them got the jokes and some of them didn't.
You can tell whose English is the best in that video. And she was really helping out with everybody else as well.
So that made for a fun Thanksgiving of like, how do we celebrate Thanksgiving here? Like we did it by like
and
making a fake one.
You and I is making fun of America.
Essentially that's what happened, isn't it?
We like making fun of stuff. But I mean, on a broader note, because I think about this every time we celebrate any holiday, whether it's Chinese or American, of like, well, holidays, philosophically to me, I feel like the purpose is to like cement your closeness with the people around you. And so like when we celebrate Mid-Autumn Festival by having mooncake, that's not yours and our holiday, but like participating in it feels, even if we don't get it exactly, it feels like we're a part of things. And then that's where like Easter we're not going to celebrate because
I don't have anything to do with Easter.
Yeah, there's nothing happening here that would be like a participation. Like we're not going to host an egg hunt for our neighbors.
Right. I mean, if we were to like somehow, because regionally we like to eat rabbits apparently around here, if we could tie in Peter Cottontail, that might be fun one year. But
that you eat him.
That would be a nice little children's piece that we could write at some point.
Whereas like Christmas, there is kind of a Chinese celebration of it, and like you and I kind of feel like outside of the religious aspect, the trappings of Christmas are for kids, and maybe you feel differently, and that's your right. But like, so Peter and I, we don't get each other presents, and we don't have a tree, because like, what are we gonna have a tree for Christmas for two of us in an apartment? Like, that always seemed unnecessary.
Yeah, even in New York, it's like, it's kind of a pain in the butt. What do we do with it afterwards? You can't. There's not roadside. I mean, I guess there is, but they all pile up on the side of the streets in New York.
And we just don't get each other presents because we're miserly. Or every day is a present.
Yeah, I mean, we'll buy whatever we want whenever we want it.
But there is the, like, people give each other apples, and then you and I go out to dinner, and that feels festive. And then, like, Thanksgiving, we have this Peter's celebration, and we celebrate with our other foreign friends. Because before Peter's, we didn't do anything for Thanksgiving.
Yep.
And like, our first year, we were supposed to get that day off because we're Americans and that was in our contract. And our head teacher forgot, and we forgot, so we didn't do anything for Thanksgiving. And that, you know, I guess you could feel sad about that. I don't think we did, though.
No.
I felt sad in university when I did study abroad, and we had like a fake-o Thanksgiving in Spain, and like that just made me miss home by having a fake Thanksgiving, whereas like now this is our home. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know. I think like the duality of the holidays is like, it is a larger cultural thing you can participate in, but you're also allowed to like choose your own expression of participation, I think.
And how close were you to it before? Like, is it because the holiday, or is it because like your family? Like,
and it might have coincided with, that was like 3 months into my program, and it was like, oh my God, I'm so sad and I miss home. And when I was in Spain,
right?
Because then after that, I often had to work on Thanksgiving.
Right. We worked in a weird field that holidays didn't mean anything to us back home, hardly. Like, you kind of
because we had a newspaper. We worked at a newspaper, so like the newspaper had to come out the next day, so we had to work on the holiday.
Right. So you going home would be like, you'd go home and everyone was already there and kicked off their shoes and pajamas and eating turkeys or whatever they're doing. And you're like, hey, Emily's here.
Yeah, I mean, depending on when we finished, I would get home in time for dinner or in time for leftovers. Or one year, my cousin ate the leftover turkey that was for me. But yeah, so happy Thanksgiving. Give Giblets a hand. He doesn't want to die.
那我是老板哦，那是不是你卖酒？我婆娘说订了2个人嘛。当当当当当当当当。